Hello. How are we doing this morning? It is this morning. It is, yes. Hi, Smart Alec. How's Christmas been? Happy New Year. So here I am, and I just thought, because I've got quite a bit I'm going to be doing this year with the stream and with the coaching business, I just want to make sure everything is up and running correctly. So that's what I'm doing now. Let's have a look. Take that off. Oh, well, that's better. All right. And then we've got Detective. Excellent. Does the mic sound okay? It's a little bit, I don't know. It's a little bit compressed. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Got far too much compression on there. Let it breathe a bit. Let's get this down. All right. Something like that, I think. Just a bit. Right. Hi, Danny. Hi, Detective. How's it all happening? I mean, it hasn't been that long since I've been streaming, probably about a week or something, but it all feels a bit whoa. So I thought I'd just come on, do some testing, because I've had to kind of just, tomorrow I'm going to be back on to the morning streams, and I'm going to be hitting it hard this month. And I've been working on a little bit of a structure, and also the structure of what I'm doing with the coaching is slightly changing as well, and it's all exciting. So the way I've got it working at the minute is, so the structure of how it works is the free thing that I do for everybody is this YouTube channel. And as you know, I want everybody to see this as a resource. So this is somewhere where you can go if you're stuck, and you can ask me. Now, I'm not saying I know everything, right? But as a starting point, you can start asking questions. And also I will offer very basic, because it can only be basic, non-directive coaching. And I can give you sort of, if you're first in there, I can give you a 10-minute non-directive coaching session, which means if you've got a problem, I'll just ask you questions, okay? And then hopefully get you to solve that problem. So that's the first thing. So that's the kind of stuff that's free. And then anybody who's interested in, if you're struggling making music, or, you've dabbled and you've spent loads of money on gear, right? And you feel like you need to be like sort of making something and doing releases, then you can join my coaching group, which is all based around the Music Machine. And you can learn that as your sort of foundation for making music. I mean, I've got a number of people. I run two groups. One group's full. I've still got 2 spaces free on that group, the morning group. So if you're interested on that, it's an absolute, steal in terms of how much you pay for it and what you get out of it. But essentially, you get 2 hours of my time once a week in a group of 4 people. And I take you through various music making creative activities, which are gonna help you make music and finish music, and get you to be fundamentally a music making focused machine. So that's the thing with that. But the new addition to it, to all of this, is I am launching a new group. And this is I don't know what to call it because I don't like any of the names, but it's the pro group, it's the professional, it's vocational. So this other group that I'm going to be doing is all going to be based on making money out of your music. and making a job and making some sort of income, or preferably at the top of all of this, just sacking everything off and just making, what you want to do with your music your number one money making activity, which would be amazing. And, it sounds like impossible, but it is very possible. I believe, I've done it, and here I am. And, with what I do with the coaching and my music making and, getting bits of stuff with endorsements, things like that, I make a wage that's easily livable. It's very comfortable, put it that way. So this is something that I thought I would share with everybody, and it's very difficult to do, to focus on those skills that you need to do that kind of real vocational stuff outside of making music. Although there will be making music activities within this, the pro group, if we want to call it that, there will be making music activities within that. However, having said that, it's going to be focused very much on the vacation, and I'll give you more clearly what that's going to be about. Let's have a look. One thing I need to check. Right, so let's have a look. I did make some notes somewhere. Yeah, so basically what it is, so usually when I do a live, right, basically, we all come on and I'll start doing some music. So that's all the same. But when I have my coffee break, I am going to talk, or this might happen at the beginning of the show as well. I might start talking about an insight. So in other words, I've wrote a list of things I'm going to talk about over the next month. And a lot of these are to do with what I want to do with this professional, this other group that I'm putting together. There is an introductory offer on it, by the way. It's a lot cheaper than what it will be. But basically, you'll get a little bit of taste of the areas that I'll be covering that are geared up towards the vocational side of being a musician, all right? So, first of all, we're going to learn this thing about, it's almost like the Walt Disney archetype. So we'll be looking at what it means to be a dreamer, or what it means to be a realist, and what it means to be a creator, or a connector, or a critic with your music. So, in other words, thinking of ideas, the subconscious thinking, moving that into the conscious, which would be the realist creator, and then moving it out of our head to the existing world, and then it becoming something that we connect to everybody else. So I'll talk briefly about these things. A dreamer. That's one. That's one session. Realist will be a second, and then the critic will be the third. So that's sort of at the top of all of this. And then what I'm going to go into, which is something I briefly mentioned, there'll be the conditions of success. Now, this is like when I first started getting coaching, this is like one of the things where I got a massive kick up my arse, basically. So I'll be talking about focus, how to focus. I'll be talking about habits. I'll be talking about environment, decisions, insight and analysis, environment, fear, boredom. I will be covering skills and also be looking at community. So engaging, forming a tribe, which is important, you know, like thinking of a way you can form a group of people and get them to sort of kind of engage with whatever sort of thing you're setting up. And then we'll look at the sort of creativity being modularized, so splurging, having a sketchbook, discovery sessions, drafting sessions, done sessions, and release. So we've kind of covered all of these in a way, but it's going to be much more organized. And then we've got sort of skill stuff. So we've got, we've got a free write on the 18th. So that's where everybody can join in. And I'll be taking you through a little exercise based on money, based on writing about your music, your money, and the mindset towards that. So that'll be a massive one. 19th, we've got flow conditions. I'll be telling you all about flow. 20 is about the inner and outer game, so we're moving towards skills. And then we're doing some more stuff on the sort of dance between the conscious and the subconscious and things that exist outside your body. Then making your connection with the world, so that's good. So that's all about what we call zones of experience. So that'll be all about, you know, if you're stuck on, say, a skill or something like that, or a belief, and it's stopping you from doing something, then we can have a look at ways of moving you towards doing the thing that you want to do and connecting with the world. 23, on the 23rd, I'll be doing a talk about craft versus art. And then we'll be looking at philosopher David Deutsch and wins, problems and opportunities. 25th, objective perfection. Why is a flower beautiful? And then that's where we're up to with that one. So don't worry about not following any of that. I'm just barbling kind of what I'm doing. So apart from that, that is my sort of thoughts on what's happening in the new year. Other than that, it's kind of just working out what I'm doing in the studio in terms of, because I noticed actually there was some latency on this mic, and I found a couple of plugins that I've been using that are sort of kind of doing that. But anyway, for the people who are still here after that little rundown, I've got some new updates on the template, which are very exciting, which is why I'm sort of testing it now, because I just want to test for latency and things like that. So what's happened here, let's have a look. So I just want to make sure this is all working. So I've got, what have I got? Close-in of my head in the picture. I've got, that's the guitar close-up. Morning, Ergo, how you doing? So there we can see me. Brilliant. How's it going, Ergo? I was just talking about the coaching program there. Is there anything exciting in the music industry? Of course there is. You just got to find it. You just make your own excitement. You know, I mean, there's lots of like really exciting products that are being developed. In terms of sort of new music and things like that. I haven't really been following it. I've been too busy doing my own thing, and I've got back into songwriting. So I've just actually finished a song. I'm just doing the solo today, but it's all mixed and everything. I just got to add that solo, and I did that with the missus. So that's like finished, and it was great fun because it's the first time really that I've properly mixed with guitars and things like that, and I learned absolutely tons of stuff. Unfortunately, I had to do the mix about 5 times to find out sort of like what was going to work best with the guitars, but I came up with a solution which was brilliant, and I'll show you that now, what I've been using on that mix. I would get the mix up, but it's like so like there's so much latency I wouldn't be able to like talk. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? She can sing. I mean, she hasn't sang for like a year since last Christmas, and then she's straight on that mic, and it's just she's just like got this weird character she invents, and then she's off. It's weird. It's so dependent on the key and the music and the vibe for it to kind of get into that thing. Like other things I'll play, she'll try and sound like Madonna, and it just doesn't sound very good. And then suddenly, when you hit the right kind of rocky rap kind of vibe, that's weird to see in the room. This weird character sort of appears. So it's kind of pitching the music right. Right, Detective, I am using 11. As soon as 12 comes out, I'll be jumping on it. Actually, I did put my name down for the beta, but nobody's got back. Usually I get a beta version, but having said that, I'm probably not going to use the beta version because it would mean using it live, and I just can't be arsed with any issues, you know. But for guitars, all right, let's have a look at just a basic channel strip, right? So what I ended up doing, right, is, because there's a couple of things, obviously, ease of use, okay, sound quality, I don't like the version of that, but sound quality, vibe, and just like workflow, you know, and just being able to do things really, really easy. So I did a couple of experiments, and the first experiment, which I've been dying to do for ages, was this. So every channel I've got on here pretty much is all, hi Harry. So on here, every channel, let's go to this view. So every channel has this on it, okay? I've got obviously my McLaughlin guitar thing going on there. I've got a utility. I just have that set to -6, so I'm not like slapping loads of gain into the plugins and causing like internal distortion there. So it's a little bit of a gain staging thing that goes on there. And then I've got my usual filters and volume. Oh, and if you're wondering what this is just an automatic punch out. So if I start playing a solo, it's set like 16 bars or something when I'm in session view. After 16 bars, it stops the recording. So it's a bit of a hands-free sort of thing, but really, really handy. So I have that set up for various things. But we're talking about mixing here. So this is what I ended up using, the SSL 4K, and this is the E-strip, all right? Dead easy to use, okay? I mean, I'm sure we've all seen those. You've got your filters up here, you've got your EQ here, right? All that kind of stuff, bit of a volume here. Now, what I did at first is you've got this button, right? So I had all of my faders and Ableton set to 0, and then I decided to open this 360 software, which I think is amazing. So in this 360 software, what it allows me to do, bearing in mind I've got this channel strip across all of the channels, what this allows me to do is see every instance of that particular plugin, right? Now, I know that looks a bit confusing, but we can limit it down. So, for example, if I'm just wanting to filter out low end, okay, dead easy, just get my filter, and there's all my high pass and low pass filters, and I can just go across all of the tracks, boom, 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 and I can do that really easy, yeah? Let's have a look at, yeah, and then down here you've got your individual faders. Now, what I thought is I'll do the leveling on here, which I did, but then when it came back to doing finer adjustments, it meant that I had to go into a plugin, open the plugin, and then open this up, which was kind of like not working in my favor in terms of workflow. So the first stage of when I was mixing the track was just to do the levels here on Ableton Live, just straight on the faders, right? And then open up one of these, go to the 360, and then just do what I have to do in terms of low pass, high pass filtering, compression, and because you're working across tracks, so it's really easy. You can just solo things, you can hear things against each other. All of your compression are on here. Everything's at a glance and super fast. There's all your EQs. Don't need sends. So that was really good. And then obviously you've got your width knob, which I found really super handy. So if I want to mono something, it's really good at monoing collapsing sounds. So here I've just monoed my kick down. But really easy. So if you want to just narrow the stereo width down a little bit on a sound, and you want to just pull the sides in a bit, it'll do that. If you want to make the sides louder, you can get a little bit of width out of it, and it's just there on your hands. So remember, sort of like 80-90% of a mix is volume and space in terms of like panning and width. And then, you come down to sort of doing your EQing, and then that's sort of getting into your last sort of 10% of mixing. So all of that, right, is just at your fingertips. The other thing you can have is your bus compressors there as well. So rather than having to go to the master, click up the bus compressor to do any adjustments that I might have to do if the compressor's hitting too hard and I need to back it off, it's just boom, it's there. So having mixed the track with various plugins and various channel strips and other things, and the old way I used to mix and making up new ways, this is what I came down to that was just super fast, that got me to where I wanted to be. Another cool thing about, you can't access it on here. But another cool thing I found on this plugin is that you can have, it's actually got saturation on it in terms of this mic preamp. So you just click that in, you whack that up, and it gives things a nice little bit of saturation, which is pretty cool. So easy use, 360 software. I mean, there's no hardware controller I'm using, and that's it. There's your filter. Boom, 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 boom. All done. Bit of dynamics done there. Great. Going for the fine EQing. All of it's there, and you're working across channels. And no sort of clicking on EQs. You can only see Ableton, right? Okay, that's interesting. All right, this is good because it's a test, you see. So I'll add in 360 software. Here we go. There. All right, now you can see it. Sorry about that, guys. Right. So basically, when I go from Ableton and I open one of those channels which you saw, it opens this up. So this is the 360 software, right? And I can see across all of the channels. So I'll just open it all up. There we go. All right. So this is what we've got. So you got your dynamics at the top, there's all your compression, and you can see everything clearly marked here. It's even got the color coding. So all my drums are in purple. Basses are in pink. I've got clean guitars in a lovely blue color. Shred, because I'm blonde-ish. That's all in yellow. And then I've got some synth kind of stuff sort of sneaked in as well. And that's just a synth bass, but I left it in grey because it's not a real bass. So everything's color coded. You can see across all of your channels easy. You can see all the EQs, everything. It's brilliant. Just having that there with just the filters and the EQ is incredible. And then you've got the option, you can kind of take that away. There you go. So I think that's a massive. Do you reckon, Harry? Do you reckon I'll have? I'm 1 foot in already. I think possibly I have looked at it, and there is right. So you've probably noticed this. All right. So I probably could leave that set up like that, couldn't I? See there, that's like that. Let's go back to live. Right. Yes, Harry, you could be right with that. You could be right. I do have a gap here. It would have to go here. It would look quite good, but I'm quite pleased. I've cleared out the quad cortex, which I wasn't using, and I can now get to this without leaning my hand over and just loads of awkward crap going on. So, actually, I just need to I think I need a bit more gain on my mic. So yeah, that's. Yeah, I've been watching. YouTube stuff on it, and it does look really good. But it's the kind of thing I'd start using and then stop using. So I take it, Harry, you've got one, and you're finding it really good. I mean, I could just look at it. I could easily flick through and do everything, because I'd have 2 hands. So that'd be great, just being able to high pass and low pass sounds just at the same time. Woof, that would be good. Yeah. Why the quad core? Probably because it would cost loads of money to extend the the chassis, and fit it all in. All right. You got the UF8. Wow. I want to see a picture of your setup now with all of the lights on. Anyway, I'm glad I found that bit of latency, so that was good. As I say, guys, I'm just kind of testing things out a bit. Alright, and then there I've got... Right, so that's working out nice now. We don't need to see my face, do we, really? Right. Well, that's an interesting point, Ergo, isn't it? A personal thing, yeah. In fact, very personal, because my expression pedal has been removed and is sitting off my board at the minute. So I've just got... Well, I'm quite minimal at the minute. Saying minimal actually is quite a lot going on. I've got a tuner, an octavator. I've got an extra noise gate, actually, which I don't really use. And then I've just got the stuff to control Ableton and a wah-wah pedal. Right, let's see if this is all working. That's the next thing. just move this round. Sound alright. I like those delay repeats. Alright, what's on here? You gonna loop? Hi Black Milk, how you doing? Just piling in. What key's this in? I'll stick it in E for now. Right, it's working. So, Kevin, have you done this as well? Have you got into the SSL 360? I think I've got it on here now. There we go. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The 360 being able to do that. So a bit of a test run today. Right, let's have a look at the chat. So, sorry. Right. Saturators. So, Kevin, did you indulge in the SSL channel strip plugin ecosystem? Alright, Ergo's lurking. Black Milk, how are things here? Well, things are going pretty good. So, just a test stream. I don't know if you were on before, but I was just talking about what I'm doing with the coaching as well. So I'm starting the professionals vocational group. Yeah. So I think that's it. Yeah. So I think that's a really good, because honestly, most of the heavy lift can be done. And I mean, I don't know, how many channels have I got? I must have about 32 SSL things going here on an M1 Pro Mac. And I'm streaming using Ecamm as well. And I'm not really having any issues. It's standing up to it. And I'm not getting I'm not really detecting latency. So that's pretty good. Although these live drums here, that's putting 1 point whatever milliseconds onto whatever I'm doing here. So I'm not sure whether... Right, let's just go for fast latency. Right, so I'm going to take that. Oh, that's even better now. So, I mean, unless for like exceptional reasons, I'm going to have to just be hard with this and just go no latency inducing plugins. I would love to go to the Kiesel Connect. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? And I'd love to do a gig there. But when is it? It's soon though, isn't it? It's happening very, very soon, so I don't think we'd be able to get turned around. I'll have to see Thomas about it. Just out in the 360, it looks fantastic. Yeah, it's really good and it's excellent. So, in terms of like playing live, it's you know, I'm playing through an SSL desk, and when you start loading the SSL on every channel, you can really hear the difference. Things start sounding smooth, silky. So, and then we come to... Oh, it'll be on Saturday. I'm not going to make it by then, am I? Oh, what's this? I've got an interesting website called Stepic. What does that do? Stellion. I'm fascinated. We'll have a look at the drums. All right. Drum mixer. So I'm using, as you know, you guys, I'm using EXO. I'm always modifying my MIDI controller. Interesting little thing I've got here going is I can control the release of sounds. So that's good. So I can make my nice long snare short and snappy if I want. Alright, what am I using here? So again, this is all SSL. No, what was that? This is I'm not using this, but this is something I was messing on, the drum strip. Very nice for creating constantly evolving sequences. Let's get this up. Very nice, creating constantly evolving sequences and not only something else happening. Right, I am going to check this out. So what I'll do, I just need to take a screenshot of that. Okay. So what have I got? Yeah, so this was like interesting. I didn't use it in the end because I wasn't sure if it was overpowering or not. But this low frequency enhancer is pretty good. So we'll listen to the kick. Oh, switch it on. Hear that low end boom? I'll switch it off. That's it. Before. After. So I reckon between that and say the size of the kick, so I can pull the kick in quite a bit now, shorter, and then boost its low end with this. So I get a nice short subby kick, as opposed to something that's a lot longer and subby that's taking up a lot of room. Let's see how that sounds. So I've kind of left it off for now. But on the snare, I kept it on the snare. I've got it. Because that was really thin. That was without. With. Give it a bit more. Very nice. of saturation for it. Yeah, I'll never make it for the 27th of January. Oh, I need more coffee. Coffee Zoom. So that's the thermos flasks working nicely. Right, what time is it? It's 11. Right, I'll hang around for a little bit longer, I think. So everything seems to be working very nicely. So basically, the live streams slightly later in the morning. They are going to be 6:15. With the possibility of going earlier later on, but as I was saying before, there's a wide range of topics that I will be covering on the streams. So tomorrow we will be talking a bit about being a dreamer, which is part of, and actually all the lives will be named after these things, so everybody can easily find them when I'm chatting about them if you want to go back and get the insights that I've experienced. But I will be talking about that dreamer tomorrow. And then, so that'll be when, oh no, not tomorrow. I'm coaching tomorrow. Beg your pardon. Thursday we're starting. So Thursday I'll be talking about the dreamer. And the stream will be 6:15. I'm forgetting, honestly, I forgot it's Tuesday today, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm coaching tomorrow morning. Thursday we start. And I'll be talking about the dreamer. Friday will be realist, and then Monday will be what a great topic to start on a Monday, critic and connector. Wow. And they'll all be labelled on the live, and so it'll be a nice little library of insights for people. And then anybody who wants to go further, you know, you can always join one of the groups. But as I say, I've got this, the professional group, Going Pro. Not that, you know, everybody is probably professional anyway, in their own sense. But as I say, it's the vocational group. So it really is about coming up with ideas that you can try out to make money. All right, Stallion. So I've got two groups. So if you want to, at the minute, if you want to join the Wednesday morning group, you could start that this month, either this week or next week, if you were interested. That's $200 a month. And what you get for that is you get 2 hours in a room with me, with it would be three other, no more than 4 people. And I will take you through creative exercises that are going to basically create problems that you'll then get insights through. And in these creative practices, I go through in detail and take you through exercises in splurging, or now I'm calling it creating seeds. I'll take you through discovery sessions, drafting sessions. You'll learn about when something is done and then what to do in release. And effectively, you know, you'll learn all about the machine, the system that I use that modularizes creativity. So you'll have that as well up and running, and you'll be creative. Creativity will be in abundance. So that's the Wednesday group. The other one's full at the minute. Now, anybody who, what I'm really wanting to do is I've got my pilot group I'm wanting to set up. I think there are 2 people already on it, but this is about me just basically lighting a fire under people. So to help them create to make money. Basically, it's all about making money out of your music and making money out of something as close to your love as you possibly can do. I mean, we would all love to sit and create music and just live off that, but it is almost impossible as an independent to do that. So we do have to look at other options that our skills can get us. So it's all about that. So for me, you know, I make my money from coaching and from music and health, really. So that's how I make my money. But the reason I do those professions and the coaching profession is because I'm making original music. So as an artist, that'll attract people to get interested in the coaching. So that's how I do it. So music's really like the calling card. You need to be creating music to be able to do this professional group. So once you're sort of creating music, it's all about, there's the calling card, you've got the releases, you're now an artist. And when you're an artist, right, your value goes up. Okay, so you can charge more money. So if you're a guitar teacher, you know, I think people would rather be taught guitar, if you're interested in making music, by somebody who produces music, who releases music, because at the end of the day, that's the connection to the world and that's what you're going to go through. I'd love to, but my job is too chaotic, depending on the schedule. Yeah, I mean, have a think about, there's not for the pro group, you know, it might be that you want to do the $200 one, which is, the regular coaching group, okay? What I will say about it is the system I use was actually developed to help, you know, DJ producers who are traveling through multiple time zones, right? Who gigging a lot, probably getting wasted on all kinds of drugs and alcohol and all that kind of stuff, sleep deprived, but they have to create good music to gain interest, to get promoters to book them. So if they're not in, you know, the top 50 of Beatport, nobody's interested in you. You're just like, no, we're not booking you. But when you're in Beatport, you're hot. Promoters book you, you get all the good gigs. And it's very, you know, you see it quite regularly, DJs appearing, being the hot thing, and then basically they do all the gigs, they get really tired, they burn out, and they forget about making music and they fall off the radar and they've got to restart their career. So this system is all about making music that's good quality, in a chaotic life style, and in a small amount of time. In fact, you know, the coaching manifesto that I have, one of the conditions of it is that you can make music under any circumstance. And those beliefs are, you know, life can throw some horrible things at us, right? And it completely knock creativity out of it. But why should it? We should continue to be creative. And as you guys know, I work extensively in autism, learning difficulties, mental health, okay, addictions. And when you think about what those people are going through on a daily basis, I see them being creative, you know, against all odds. So I've seen incredible things where people who've got very little make a lot out of their creativity. And that's what really amazes me about this whole thing, because at the end of the day, you know, we don't need amazing guitars. We've already got, just with our DAW, enough stuff. For us to be brilliant, it's inside us, really. And it's just, my job as a coach is to bring that out. So when I'm coaching people, all I'm doing is facilitating really the skills that you already have. I'm finding something in you and showing you it. And that way you get insights and ahas about yourself and about your music and about what you want to do. So that's really what that's about. But Stellian, I mean, what you could do is, if you want to have what I do before, anybody who's interested in a coaching group, okay, you can do a quick Zoom call with me if you send me an email, if you're interested, and you know, whether you can do it or not, so I can tell you more about it, you might want to send an email. All right, that's so. Yeah. Don't have the time to go deeper. Working from home might put you in the always at work situation. Yeah, fair enough. On a schedule. Right. Okay. You have to be up, yeah. Oh, that's tough, isn't it? Yeah, so it's just like being reactive to everything, isn't it? Anyway, Stellian, it is there for when you want it. The only other thing I've got, right, is although I don't promote it at all, and it's usually people who are already on a coaching group. If you do want a coaching one-off, one-to-one, there is that option as well. But it's that coaching. What I do is I use when I'm coaching you one-to-one, it's all non-directive coaching. I don't give any insights. I just ask you questions and help you solve any problems that you've got. And it's usually about an hour. 24 hours a day job. That's incredible, isn't it? That's like my working hours. So how do you know when to sleep? That's the trick, isn't it? Yeah. But Stellian, it would be great to have you in a group, that's for sure. I'm sure you'd have a great time doing that. And, that's for anybody here. If you're thinking about it and you want to make music, I'll do the walk with you. Oh, here's my dyslexia. Hold on. What's that? Testicolor 1, 2. Guillaume board. Alright, how are you doing? How's it going? I work a morning job, but I'm more weird at night. Well, I'm sure, Detective, you've seen me in the morning sometimes. I just, don't know where I'm at. People are, tuning in, and I'm, all over the place. It's mental. Which is good, because I wake up and sometimes, I'm live and I'm still waking up. I'm still in the dream state. And I can go on some wacky verbal missions. If I get up at 8 o'clock, sometimes gone horribly wrong. Right. Well, not to worry, because if you get up at a horrible, at least I'm there for you to tune into. Right. That's why you're able to wake up and catch the streams. That's cool. Productive. Yeah, so the streams will be I forgot about Wednesday. God, I've got a group on. So Wednesday morning's the coaching group. Thursday is where the streams start. I'm not on that level yet, Harry. I feel like you need a weather girl for your morning show. Yes, that would be a great thing, wouldn't it? But you'll have to just make do with me. You should be sleeping, but this is far too... I'm glad you're finding this interesting, because sometimes I can be a little bit dry, I'm all about doing. I never chill out. Sunshine and boners all around. There you go. That's lifestyle, isn't it? Yes. There's this really cool, weird, wobbly noise happening in the background. Can anybody hear that? It'll probably be... It's still there. I wonder where that's coming from. I'll find out. Tape saturation. No, I haven't got any tape saturation, but I do have some saturation. Shall we have a look? There's all sorts of stuff hidden into this new template, baked in there, as they say. Alright, here we go. I'm really into the SSL stuff. And I think, right, just because, you know, I've had crashing I'm still having the crashing problem, by the way. But anyway, to kind of narrow tech problems down, I'm kind of sticking it with less plugins. But I've got this for saturation. I'll show you how I'm using it. So here is Diva. So one thing I did with Diva was this, right? It was actually in stereo, the chorus. And I felt it was like had phase issues, so I just monoed it. That was easy. And now it seems alright. You can give it a bit of compression actually. Something light. And then, so what I did is at first add a bit of the pre-distortion. It's very subtle, it just kind of focuses it. But then I started messing with this and using a preset. So that was the saturation I was using. It was just a preset. There we go. Let's try that. Let's try compression trick is to max out the threshold, then dial up the ratio to taste. Okay. Subtle. I'll stick with that. Let's try it on the snare. I do like the sound of it there, mind. It's a lot more compression than what I was using before. Let's see what that's like. Very good. All right, so you're liking the X Echo. Yeah, I briefly pulled it up, but I think the thing with me is it was quite heavy on CPU, if I remember rightly. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, the thing with SSL is they do that really cheap kind of deals on stuff, don't they? So they had the native channel strip 2, which like me and Thomas got for $49 with the bus compressor, which is an incredible deal. And then because I have the Slate bundle, I get the lot now in the normal price I do for like Slate. So for $14.49 or whatever, I get all the Slate stuff and that. I'm not sure if the Fusion do have an eco mode. Should we have a look? SSL Fusion. Where are you? I'll try a bit of Fusion EQ. Eco, yeah. Zero samples. Yeah, that sounds great. So yes, that's a good one. The EQ. Yeah, that sounds great. That. What's the Fusion transformer? Oh, it's like right. Okay. So yeah, the cool thing about the Fusion, when you put them in eco, they go to zero latency. Stereo image. Oh, put it back again. That's zero latency anyway. Quite like what that's doing. All the presets like Pure Wit. going to keep that in. It's a really good deal, isn't it? Oh, there was one other update for the live stream I do. Before I forget, in my massive planning session I did. Actually, there is a Wednesday stream. I am intending to stream on this Wednesday. Sorry about the chaos. At 7:30, but I'll schedule it in, and I'll do a post on Instagram telling everybody. So I will be on Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30, doing a stream. And that's like in addition to the morning Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday sessions that'll happen at 6:15. And then there's also a Sunday, 11 till 1. So I'm giving it all a big push. So I've got, because one of the problems is like I've not been, it's quite difficult getting to everybody for the coaching. Simply because not everybody's available in the morning sessions. It's kind of a weird time to be streaming. So I figured if I just do another 2 times, one in the evening, one sort of late morning, there'd be more people there, because I know that I've picked people up when I was doing the Twitch streaming to become affiliate. I was having to do lots of irregular times, and that was a lot better for getting interest in what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the extra streams, and I'm really looking forward to the professional group, which will hopefully launch in February. When I think of a name for it that isn't professional, or vocational, or something else, I need something catchy, don't I? But it's a pilot, and I'm feeling ambitious for the people on there. Vintage Drive, and yeah, the Vintage Drive's good. Right, what's Transformer? That's just Transformers, isn't it? Right, let's try a bit of transforming. I'm going to stick it on drums, because that's what everybody does, isn't it? You stick it. Whenever you try a plug-in out, it goes onto drums. Let's give it a go. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, that's really good. CPU's going up a bit low. But they're great. They're really good. I'm gonna have to take those off though, because I'm starting to lose track. Yeah, Vintage Drive's already on. Great. great stuff. Yeah, it sounds really good. No, do you know why I use the VST? Is because if you don't use the VST, the 360 doesn't name the tracks. So none of these names will come up. So that's why I'm using VST3. I think it's a bug. If you use AU, then basically it won't. The issue is it won't name it. So yeah, that's why. Now, like whether that's an Ableton thing or not, I don't know. But like in Ableton, in my environment, if I use AU, it won't name the tracks on the 360. Oh, I've got a little bit more coffee left. Yeah, I mean, all my synths, I'm using AU for my synths. Just for SSL, I'm using VST3. 7 comes up in the environment. Actually, I'll tell you what could do with a little bit of transforming. I think this Juno needs a bit of something. No, me neither. I've got to have coffee. Alright, Stallion, what do you think I should put on this to liven it up? Shall we go... Should we try Vintage Drive? Try preset. Don't like it. So, default to me sounds really good. pretty good. Yeah, the default does sound really good. However, I'm sticking with the template how it is for now, because I think now things are got to be like really like a must-have. Yeah. So yes, Transformer and that sound really good. I'll check out the SSL page as well. Well, I've got a little bit of coffee left. So, any final questions for me before I go? Anything about coaching groups, the pro group, the regular music coaching group, anything like that? Do I create synth presets now and then? Yes, I do. In fact, when I was just doing, pretty much all of my synth sounds would be a preset that I've made. So in previous streams, when I was just doing like a lot of synths and very little guitar, I'd have two synths that I would always go to for that very thing. So one of them would be for bass SH101. It's like sliders, and I would just have a ballpark bass preset that I could use for most things. And then I would just literally, if I wanted a long sound or a short sound or a subby sound, I'd just literally make it on the fly. So actually, just like mixing, I'll make the preset in the track. So yes, I do that. Or get a preset and then just modify it. But a lot of the time I'll just make it from scratch. What I don't do is get into long haul sound design sessions making stuff that I may or may use. Everything's very much thinking on your feet, done in the moment. Yeah, this Divas, I mean, I'm just probably using a preset there. But you know, I mean, likewise, I could just, you know, if I go back to, actually forget that. Let's just swap. I'll just mute this off. Because it's a bit misleading. It's not actually the right. I'll take that out. And I'll get the SH101 that I tend to use. So this is TAL. And then what I'll do is I'll go for this particular. That tends to be the go-to in the ballpark. There you go. more synthwave, isn't it? But yeah, so I'd literally just kind of program the synths like that. Yes, exactly. So many classic tunes written with presets. So yeah, just so one of the games that I'll play with people in a coaching group is preset splurging. So you get a preset, and you've just got to splurge. You just got to make a track with that sound. So for example, if you want a bass, you just go to your preset, randomly pick a bass, and start playing a bass line with that. Then the next sound you pick a lead sound. You just pick a random lead sound, and then the object of that is the thinking of how can I make this lead sound fit with the music I already have. Okay, so that way, instead of designing something that's in our head, we're responding to what's actually outside of our body. So you'll hear me going on about this quite a lot. So you're hearing the bass, you're hearing the drums that are actually happening, coming out the speakers. You've got a sound that you've picked randomly, and now you've got to make a decision on how you're going to make that sound fit. So you're thinking along the lines of, right, is it bright enough? Does it need to be brighter? Does it need to be duller? Does it need to be shorter? Does it need to be longer? And you just get on the envelopes and you massage that sound into shape. And that way we're discovering what the music wants to be. When it gets frustrating is when we start flicking through presets, trying to find a preset that fits the music, and we're wanting that surprise, and you just go round and round and round, and it's almost impossible to make the decision. So it makes much more sense to be responding dynamically to the music that's already there with a random preset. And because it's not really random at the end of the day, it's just the raw material. It's like sculpture, isn't it? You might have a sound and then you're sculpting it to fit the music. And that'll save you tons of time. And I think I'll end on that final note. So, yeah, sorry for the confusion. So, the next stream from me will be 7:30 on Wednesday evening UK time. But I will put something up on Instagram about that this evening, so you all know. And then we've got an additional on Sunday. Other than that, we've got Thursday and Friday this week, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday evening, Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. Oh, well, good. I'm glad you liked it, Ergo. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit chaotic, but I don't care. And it did say test, and I was actually not going to post this up anyway, but hey, you know what? I'm going to post it up. And I'll see you guys Wednesday evening. Looking forward to it. All right then.